Okay, this video is to explain how the decoy procedure is going to be in the short attack for the protection canine certification. This is what the field is going to look like when it's set up. It's going to have a cone there. That's the starting line. That's where the starting point for the handler and the canine is going to be. And it's going to have another cone there. And then it's going to go downfield like this. Now that first cone is the cone for the decoy to start the exercise at 15 yards. There's an imaginary line that he can't get any closer. In this exercise, there's no line pressure from the decoy. Okay, that second cone is the 20-yard marker. That's the 20-yard marker. Now the back cone is the 30-yard marker. Right there. Now it's a 30-yard fleeing attack. The decoy is allowed to have, the judge will designate either the baton, the 1-gallon bottle with the rocks, or the 22 revolver. Now the 22 revolver, the gunfire is going to be when the dog leaves and he's halfway down past the marker of the decoy. The decoy is gonna, well, the decoy starting point marker, he's gonna shoot one round when the dog is at 15-yard downfield. Once the dog engages in the fleeing attack, he's gonna wait 2 seconds and then he's gonna squeeze off another round. Now, when the decoy engages, when the decoy is engaged by the dog, he's going to probably be at the other side of the 30-yard marker. But what's going to happen is it's a 60-second bite. He's going to slow down from a run, from a flee into a walk in the same direction downfield. When the judge says 30 seconds, the decoy is going to turn around and walk back towards the starting point here, which will eventually bring him back to between the 20-yard and the 30-yard marker. That's when, after 60 seconds, the judge is going to point to the handler to give him his cue that he can tell the dog to out and guard. The handler is going to say X out, and then the dog outs, and he's going to have to execute a 10-second guard. Once the 10-second guard has been accomplished, the judge is going to again signal to the handler here, standing here inside this square, circle, and the handler is going to give the command. It's going to get either, he's got the option of either recalling the dog back to him, X come here, or X here, and the dog can come back to him. Once he's inside the circle and he comes to a stationary position, the judge will signal the exercise is over. Now, he can also have the option of going to pick the dog up. He can tell, while the dog is guarding, he can go pick the dog up. He can go stand next to him and tell him X come acted, X heel, and the dog heels away, and then the judge will signal the exercise is over. He's got those two options. Now, in the starting point, the dog has to have a body part on top of that dot. Okay, the handler can stand next to him, and the dog cannot leave early past outside that 1-yard circle around that starting point. If he comes back and he's not within that 1-yard circle of the handler must stand right next to the dot, right here. Okay, if the dog is not inside that 1-yard circle when he returns, he doesn't pass. He has to be within a yard of the handler. So it's very important to train the dog to not leave before the judge tells you to send your dog, and also when he comes back to make sure that he's within that 1 yard area. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a demo with the Decoy on what the exercise is going to look like. X, fast. The dog runs downfield, engages the decoy. The decoy comes to a stop, walk. We're going to wait till the 30 seconds elapse. 30 seconds. The judge is going to tell the decoy 30 seconds. He's going to turn around and bring the dog back towards the inside of the 20 and the 30-yard marker. Once the dog is within, has completed the 60-second bite, he's going to signal to the handler. The handler's going to say, X out! The decoy's going to come to a complete stop. The dog's going to do an out and a guard. Then once the dog starts the out and the guard, the judge starts counting 10 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. Gives the handler the command or the option to go pick the dog up or to call him back. Once the dog is picked up, the judge will signal exercise over. If the handler walks over and stands next to his dog and asks him to X-acted or X-heel and heels the dog away, once he's about 5 yards away from the decoy, the judge is going to end the exercise and the dog will pass. But this is how it's going to look in the decoy selection, so that you guys can have something to work on and train on.